Headlines. Core members pledge to sustain NYSC's role in national development as they take oath of allegiance. FCT Minister lauds NYSC for mentoring future leaders. Federal government to rehabilitate skill acquisition centers of the National Directorate of Employment. Welcome to the news bulletin on NYSC Radio and Television Abuja. My name is Michael Inji. Now the news in detail. Core members have been urged to honor their oath of allegiance by putting the interests of the nation first before anything else. The call was made by the presiding officers of the swearing-in ceremony of the 2025 Batch A-2 at NYSC orientation camps nationwide. The swearing-in ceremony, which held today, Friday, witnessed the administration of oath of allegiance on the core members by the chief judges of the states and FCT respectively. In Adamawa State, the ceremony was presided over by the governor's representative, the deputy governor of the state, Professor Kaleutapwa Farauta. In her address to the core members, she called on them to dedicate themselves to the service of the state as adequate welfare provisions have been made to make their stay a memorable one. The Chief Judge of Adamawa State, Justice Hafsat Abdul Rahman, administered the oath of allegiance on the core members. In Nasarawa State, the Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Yakubu Kwanta, represented Governor Abdullahi Sule at the ceremony. He called on core members to be focused and learn the full lessons of the orientation course. NYSC Director General Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu witnessed the swearing-in ceremony of the core members held at the Magaji Dan Yamusa camp in Kefi. Also, in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke reaffirmed that the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has remained the cornerstone of national unity, youth development, and inter-ethnic integration. He called on core members to adjust to camp life and sustain the pivotal role of NYSC in national integration and socio-economic development. On his part, Bauchi State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed described the NYSC as a worthy partner in national development, considering her numerous contributions to the nation since its establishment 5 decades ago. Represented by the Deputy Governor Awal Jatu, the governor noted with satisfaction that core members posted to the state have contributed significantly to its development throughout community development projects. He further stated that the indigent members of various communities in the state, especially youth and women, look up to core members for support, leadership, and mentorship. The governor assured NYSC of continued support, saying his administration will continue to renovate the NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp in Wialu. The Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Dr. Maria Mahmood, who was represented by the Mandate Secretary of the Youth and Sports Development Secretariat, Alhaji Lawal Gaidam, charged the 2025 Batch A-2 core members to fully commit themselves to national service, stating that NYSC orientation course is a worthy cause. She emphasized the importance of discipline and reminded core members of the oath of allegiance they had taken, describing it as a solemn pledge to serve Nigeria wholeheartedly.
Let me also remind you of the significance of the oath of allegiance that you are always sworn in as I have stated, and it is a solemn pledge to give you your service at dear country, Nigeria. And it is expected that through your comportment and activities, you will provide mentorship to our youth and spearhead development-oriented programs which will complement the efforts of government at all levels in the FCT.
The minister employed core members to obey all camp rules and regulation, avoid crime, and be security conscious at all times. Earlier in his remark, the NYSC FCT coordinator Mr. Samson Atali welcomed the corps members. He applauded the FCT for its continued support, particularly the recent reconstruction of 9 hostels and the ultra-modern multipurpose hall at the camp. Mr. Ateli urged corps members to embrace time management, entrepreneurship, and skill training under the SAID program as a pathway to self-reliance.
To my dear prospective corps members, while commending your readiness to serve your fatherland, I wish to remind you that the orientation camp is regimented with different activities lined up for your participation. The regimented nature of the orientation program is designed to instill discipline, physical fitness, culture of time management, and strong leadership traits, as well as entrepreneurship development program. The SAID program was introduced to actualize the federal government's vision to develop a culture of self-reliance in the Nigerian youth by equipping them with the necessary skills for sustainable job creation towards national development. I urge you to make up your minds to learn a skill during and after this orientation course.
Highlight of the event was the administration of the oath of allegiance on corps members by the representative of the Chief Judge of the FCT, Justice Iheme Njideka. President Bola Tinubu has granted a full presidential posthumous pardon to the late environmental rights activist Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 other Ogoni men also known as Ogoni 9. Tinubu announced the pardon to the 9 Ogonis during an address to a joint session of the National Assembly in commemoration of Democracy Day. He said others whose names shall be announced later in conjunction with the National Sales Council of State would also receive a presidential pardon. The president also conferred posthumous national honor on Commander of the Order of the Niger on Saro-Wiwa and Officer of the Order of the Niger on his 8 kinsmen. The National Directorate of Employment (NDE) says it will rehabilitate the agency's non-functioning skill acquisition centers across the country. The Director General of the NDE, Mr. Silas Agara, disclosed this on the sidelines of the ongoing 113th session of the International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. Agara said that the agency was making tremendous efforts to rehabilitate the skill acquisition centers. He said that the mode of operation of the agencies was being reviewed in order for it to serve the purpose for which it was created. He also said that the NDA has so far trained 93,000 Nigerians this year to be self-reliant, adding that the agency was developing a monitoring system to assess progress made by these trainees.
Hey there, prospective corps members, listen close. Nighttime's not your friend, it's a danger zone. Shadows lurking, roads unclear, don't let adventure turn to fear. Stay safe, stay bright, keep your journey light. Board vehicles only in designated parks and garages.
Break your journey by 6 p.m. and sleep over in any safe place like military or police barracks, and continue your journey the next day. You need to be alive first, before you can serve your nation.
For PCMs heading through Funtua to locations in the Northwest region, the road is open to traffic till 5 p.m. according to travel advisory from the Nigerian Army. PCMs are therefore enjoined to document with the Nigerian Army in Funtua before proceeding with the rest of the journey.
This message is from the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC.
Joined other world leaders to console the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the plane crash that claimed more than 200 lives on Thursday. A London-bound Air Indian passenger aircraft carrying 242 people crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad International Airport, India, causing widespread devastation in the nearby residential area and resulting in significant loss of life. The tragedy left one survivor from 242 on board. President Tinubu, in a statement signed by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, Tinubu expressed deep sorrow over the tragic loss an incident and offered prayers for the families of the victims, the injured, and the entire Indian nation during this moment of grief. On the foreign scene, at least 6 nuclear scientists were killed on Friday in India's attack on Iran, media outlets in the Islamic Republic reported. Nysc news agency named the 6 scientists, including Mohammed Mehdi Taranchi, who was the president of the Islamic Assad University of Iran. Friday's strike hit multiple targets across Iran, including residential buildings in Tehran, as well as a key nuclear enrichment facility in Iran's center. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Chief Hussein Salami and other armed forces chief of staff Mohammed Bahari were killed in the Islamic operation. Now to sports. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says the Club World Cup, which kicks off on Saturday, marks a historic new era for the game, comparing it to the first World Cup held in 1930. In an interview with AFP, Infantino also took aim at critics of FIFA's ticketing policy and said the skeptics who had questioned the need for the tournament would quickly change their mind. The 32-team competition with clubs from all continents gets underway, with Inter Miami facing Egyptian club Al Hilal at Hard Rock Stadium. Infantino told AFP that the competition starts a new era for club football, just like when in the 1930s the first World Cup was held. To end the news, a recap of our major highlights. Core members pledge to sustain NYSC's role in national development as they take oath of allegiance. FCT Minister lauds NYSC for mentoring future leaders. Federal government to rehabilitate skill acquisition centers of the National Directorate of Employment. On behalf of the news crew, thank you for listening. For more information on latest happenings in NYSC, like and follow us on all our social media handles, including Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. Search for NYSC Radio TV or at Ajuwaya Media. Once again, thank you for listening. My name remains Michael Unji. Bye for now.